0-2, cut on and missed. Matt Cinco goes down. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Batchmore has his first strikeout on the afternoon and has his first 1-2-3 inning on the day. We step aside and come back with the bottom of the fifth. Lynchburg out in front, 4-3. 2-0 count for the right-handed bat. Matfield gets a grounder to third. Atkins to Alvenos. The relay to first. Sends Lynchburg around the horn. 5, 4, 3, 26 double play turn this year by the Hornets. And just like that, a very different complexion this inning as the base paths are cleared. And Tricarico steps to plate looking to extend the top of the fourth. Right now, making though, plays straight away against Neves. Pitchers count 1-2. Curveball sent to left field. Back goes Iannuzzi. It's down in front of the wall. Morotsky scores. So does Lane. Touching home plate, Logan Webster makes it official. Walk-off, bases clearing, double.
Welcome into Truist Point Park down in High Point, North Carolina. You're watching Game 1 of the ODAC Baseball Tournament coming to you this weekend. It's DJ Wengert alongside Tim LaDuca for our opening clash, and it's a battle between the 6th seed Roanoke College against number 1 seed Lynchburg. Going to be a fun battle, and Tim, let's kind of preview both these sides. For Roanoke, you're the 6th seed, you take down Randolph-Macon in a sweep to open up the playoffs. Really big statement there, and this is one of those scary teams. They may be a lower seed, but they're coming into the postseason hot.
Yeah, they made their statement with an upset, but Lynchburg made their statement with a 20-0 victory over EMU in the first game, and then a little tighter 5-1. And the last time these two teams met, it was fairly close at James C. Fox Field. Lynchburg won both of them, though, 7-3 and 6-2. And the starter in Game 2 of that series back in March was none other than Nick Matfield. He went 5 innings, no earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and he'll be doing the pitching today for Lynchburg.
And talking more about Roanoke, how about winners of 8 of their last 9 games, including the sweep against Randolph-Macon? That's a good brand of baseball to be carrying into this point of the season. Meanwhile, you noted Lynchburg, they swept the Maroons during the regular season, and this is a Lynchburg team that's the number 1 seed, headlined by the Coach of the Year, Player of the Year, and Rookie of the Year. More on that once we get further into the broadcast, but this is the reigning ODAC champs, and they're in a good spot to try to go back-to-back.
Yeah, going back-to-back for the first time since the early 80s when they won 4 in a row, so looking to recreate the Lynchburg dynasty here in the ODAC. But first they got to get past Roanoke, and Roanoke is going to be sending out their starting pitcher. He's a junior. It's Caleb Leigenfelter, and he's put together a stellar season so far this year, 2.80 ERA. He's 1-1 in 7 starts, 10 appearances overall, 45 innings for the Maroons, and he's fanned 40. That's actually exactly 8 strikeouts per 9. So the junior is going to be going up against a tough Lynchburg lineup, though.
So those are the numbers for Lingenfelter, and then on the other side, you noted Nick Matfield, 2.78 ERA, 12 starts to where we are to this point in the season, 64 and 2/3 innings pitched, 57 strikeouts, 13 walks, and of course, opponents hitting just 208 against. So it's a battle between 2 really good pitchers, but you're also looking at 2 of the top 5 offenses inside the ODAC. Lynchburg currently leads the conference in runs per game, but even just look at the batting average, 3rd best in the conference. Roanoke not far behind at 5, and there's literally 1 point separating at Lynchburg at 310 and Roanoke at 309. Simply put, this is one of the premier conferences inside the Division III ranks, and these are 2 of the best teams inside the conference. So what a way to get us underway this weekend, and we'll note the weather. We are expecting chances of a type of weather. We won't say it to try to avoid the jinx, but as it stands right now, about 66 degrees outside. Cloudy, the sun now starting to peek through. There's about 6-mile-an-hour winds blowing east-northeast, and what that equates to here at Truist Point Park is a little bit in from left center, maybe going out towards straightaway center.
Yeah, but you mentioned some inclement weather maybe in the future, but right now the sun's like, hey, I'm trying to make my way through. It's brighter out there than when we got here, that's for sure.
And I mean, even just the schedule change to try to get ahead of the oncoming weather that could be coming through the region, that's an interesting element inside this game, because these guys were getting ready to suit up at 4 o'clock, and then a day or two's notice later, we're getting started at 11 in the morning. So certainly a big adjustment there to be made for both sides, but players out on the field, they look ready to go. Nick Matfield will have the bump for Lynchburg. His catcher today is Riley O'Donovan. The infield from left to right has Garrett Jackson at 3rd. Gavin Collins at short. P.J. Alvenos starts at 2nd. It's Josh Dorman over at 1st. And the outfield from right to left is Logan Webster in right, Carson Atkins in center with Avery Neves, the ODAC Player of the Year, out and left. And the DH watching it all is Cam Lane. And the lineup to start the day for Roanoke, right fielder Ty Stas, followed by second-team honoree Connor Butler and another second-team member, and Owen Lawn, the first baseman, hitting the 3 spot. If any reach, the cleanup man is shortstop Johnny Wall. So it was a sweep for Lynchburg in the regular season, and overall wins in 3 of the last 4 meetings between these two sides, but the postseason has not been as kind to the Hornets in these matchups against the Maroons. Lynchburg 1-4 all-time against Roanoke in the postseason. Last time these two teams saw each other in this type of setting was 2019. Roanoke took down Lynchburg twice in that weekend tournament, and that's what ended the Hornets' season. Roanoke looking to do something similar, at least here in Game 1.
Yeah, so first time we're playing the ODAC tournament back at a neutral site since before COVID, and, instant reactions, TJ, is this is the perfect place to play some baseball all weekend. You got the turf field out there. We'll see if the turf mound gives the pitchers any trouble, but, the professional baseball players do play on this field, so it's up to snuff for sure. But, beautiful views up and around the park. And how about the big video board there? You get to see Nick Matfield, the Rookie of the Year, up there on the video board. And how do you feel about him being Rookie of the Year? That's pretty special.
Well, so technically, academically, a sophomore, which, in and of itself is something a little different, but did not play last year. So when you look at his numbers, a 9-0 record, opponents hitting just over the Mendoza line, he certainly deserved it. And, case in point, he's starting Game 1 of your quest to go back-to-back in ODAC titles. So Coach Jones certainly thinks he deserves it as well. Into the box from the left side, Ty Stas will get us underway.
How about some jitters from the freshman from Olin, North Carolina? He's batting .368 on the year, though, so he's been able to swing it. He's also gone yard 3 times, 11 RBI, 12 runs, 4 stolen bases. So the numbers line up for a good-looking leadoff hitter for Roanoke.
And we'll see his older relative down in the 8 spot, Mason, playing third today as well. Matfield starts his afternoon. Missing the zone. It's a 1-0 count to start. You noted a minute ago, Tim, but Matfield did get the start in Game 2 of the doubleheader during the regular season. About 5 innings of 2-hit baseball, 5 strikeouts in those 5 innings of work. But here now a 2-0 count.
So I have to just make an instant reaction here. Watching Matfield pitch all year, he's the type of pitcher who really pounds the strike zone, gets after hitters early, and right now he finds himself in a 2-0 count.
Letter high pitch, popped up third base side. Jackson gives chase, runs out of real estate, and they count now to 2-1. Well, and Lynchburg as a team been able to avoid base on balls at an extremely impressive rate. About first in the ODAC, less than 3 walks issued per 9 innings, and that is a huge area of success, and it's similar to what we'll talk about with Caleb Lingenfelter later on, a home half of this inning. When he's been good, he's been able to live in the strike zone. Where he's had some bumps in the road, it's when he's issued 3 or more walks in stints, but again, we'll talk about that in the home half of this inning. Stas chops it up, first base side, picked up by Jorman. The toss to Matfield, covering the bag in time. And Lynchburg able to set down the Maroons. Leadoff man Ty Stas.
Making the play there at first base was Josh Jorman, and he's not a guy who started the year in the lineup, but the junior has become a fixture right in the heart of Lynchburg's order. This season he is batting .370 on base at .491, so his left-handed bat has been great for the Hornets at first base this year, and also he's been making a lot of good plays at first as well.
Into the box, Connor Butler, as I noted, second team all ODAC. First pitch swing and hit hard out towards right center field. It'll find the alleyway. One hop, and it's at the wall. Extra bases for Butler. Rounding second, making his way to third. The throw cut off by Gavin Collins, sliding in with a 1-out triple. Connor Butler has Roanoke knocking on the door to open up today's scoring.
And that'll be just the second triple of the season for Connor Butler, but just the way that Roanoke probably wanted to start this one out. Leadoff guy doesn't get on, but it's all right because now you got him in 90 feet from scoring position against one of the top pitchers in the conference.
Matfield has issued a team most 17 extra base hits. That's the first triple he has issued. Obviously, this field plays a little different than that of James C. Fox Field out in Lynchburg, Virginia. But now Matfield has to navigate through trouble. First pitch, breaky ball, and a beautiful one at that has Owen Lawn down in the count, 0-1.
All right, so now we're seeing Matfield kind of change his approach. He was attacking with fastballs early, which is what he's done all season, and he hasn't had the success in the first two batters. So how about we spin a little curveball in there and see what happens? Now you're ahead on Lawn.
Same pitch, same result. The count's 0-2. And especially going back to that first pitch slider, Lawn's seen it, and the way Matfield hides his pitches is really impressive. So I know Lawn, after seeing his teammate go opposite field, fastball into the alleyway and get a triple for it, he's thinking something similar. So to then pull the string on Lawn, really nice pitch sequence. And Matfield now a pitch away from his first strikeout on the day. The righty deals, slider, waved at and missed. Yellow light swing, they'll say that Lawn went around, and it's punched out number 1 for Matfield, out number 2. Top of the first inning.
So you saw Lawn there talking to Wall as they trade places here in the batter's box, and Law's I think he's probably telling him to lay off the slider. But, I mean, if you're Coach Ulrich, you're probably thinking, hey, we got a man on third base with less than 2 outs. All we need is contact. You get anything just about besides a pop-up to the infield or a strikeout, you're scoring a run and taking a commanding first lead. But now it's 2 outs for Wall, who does spit on the slider this time and still falls in for a strike.
So no 1 count start. Johnny Wall, see him at shortstop, bottom half this inning. Hit over 300 during the regular season, 31 RBIs, chance to pick up RBI number 32. Takes the breaking ball down and away. And talking about Coach Ulrich up the third base line. Former assistant coach back under Matt McGuire's staff that led Roanoke to its first ODAC championship and ultimately made it to a Final Four finish. Division III World Series. Coach Ulrich looking to emulate something similar this May. Fouled away by Wall. Pitcher's count now 1-2.
That's unfortunate. You just heard the PA, conference commissioner, J.J. Nekoloff. Unfortunately, I have to remind the fans we got to return those baseballs. Nothing better than catching a foul ball at the game, but here in the ODAC, we need those back. So if anyone at home catches a foul ball here tonight, just please bring it back to us.
Hit hard to center. Charging in Carson Atkins there to make the grab for out number 3. Connor Butler sees his triple go by the wayside. He's stranded on 90 feet away from scoring. Matfield navigates through the jam and sends us to the home half of the first inning. You're watching Roanoke and Lynchburg, the ODAC baseball tournament.
Time to showcase our flex cam moment of the game, and it will be Dominique Parachi retaking the mound in the 7th, and this really feels like the moment that's decided the difference so far. Parachi seemingly comes set twice. You can see the field umpire calls the balk right as O'Donovan pops up. 2 pitches later, letter high, fastball tattooed to left field. The 3-run shot, just the second long ball surrendered by Parachi, and you can see happy fans in attendance and a happy Logan Webster as well. Parachi entered today's contest with 4 earned runs against his entire season stat line, and in that 1 inning alone, gave up 4 earned to the Hornets. That's all the offense we've seen from Lynchburg so far. 3 runs supplied by the Seahawks, 2 in the first, 1 more in the 5th. That catches you up to where we are now. Stretching at Bank of James Stadium. Thanks, everybody, for spending some time with us on your Friday afternoon. This is game 2 of 2 this afternoon. We have 3 more games coming your way, set for 11, 2:30, and 6 p.m. first pitches. TJ Wengert here with you. Take you through all the fun today, and I'll be back with you for a majority of tomorrow's action. Cam Lane will lead things off for Lynchburg, looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Then it's Logan Webster and Garrett Jackson. 2 strikeouts for Lane. Last plate appearance, he was hit by a pitch. Parachi with pitch number 103. Knee high, inside corner, and a called strike 1. And Parachi has 1 complete game this season. He's accustomed to going 6-7 deep for the Seahawks, and despite the pitch count being up and over the century mark, and potentially his last start of his junior campaign, I would not be surprised to see Coach Eric Cirilla try to get 115, 120, maybe even more out of his starting arm. Parachi already set, and the count 0-2 against the Lane. Catch sets up on the inside corner. Front door breaking ball is a called strike 3. Lane couldn't believe it. Parachi, though, has strikeout number 10. That pitch so pretty, I didn't even know how to speak afterwards. Fourth backwards K for Parachi. And really, when you look at the backwards K number, that's a sign of stuff being ridiculous. As the first pitch is in for a strike to Webster. 3 consecutive starts now with double-digit strikeouts for Parachi. Keep in mind, he had 17 back on April 9th against Wentworth. An 11-1 win for the Seahawks. Webster rolls one to third, gobbled by McCarthy. Throw to first is in time for out number 2. All told, today becomes the 7th time this season Parachi has hit double digits in the strikeout column. This is in his 11th start of the season. That means in 63% of Parachi's starts this season, he's had double-digit strikeouts, which, again, to sing his praises, that is just video game type of numbers. As the breaking ball drops in for a strike to Jackson. 1 for 3 today. The hit came his first time up. Oh, 1. Hit back to the screen. And Parachi now will strike away from getting through the inning very quickly and in 1-2-3 fashion. Pitch number 110. Breaking ball high and away. Jackson was the leadoff man back in the 5th inning. Last time he was at the plate. Went down with one of those 4 backwards Ks today. For Parachi. Goes back to the curveball. Line the other way and foul. Another 1-2. This time misses high and outside. 2's across the scoreboard. 2-2 count. 2 away. If Jackson were to reach, Avery Neves is on deck. And including the 3 at-bats today, about 609 career ABs for Garrett Jackson. That is a Lynchburg program record. Jackson waits on the breaking ball. Skies it into the Seahawks bullpen up the right field line. A part of the number that makes up that stagger amount of ABs is he's always been on the field. I mean, 160 at-bats as a freshman, even the COVID-shortened season in 2019-2020. 15 games played, 55 at-bats, 205 last year. And with his 3 today, 189 this season. Another 2-2. Fastball lifted to the left, ranging to his left. D'Amato has a beat on it and makes the grab for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3, bottom of the 7th, tossed by Dominique Parachi. And it includes his 10th strikeout of the afternoon, and it came against Cam Lane, down on strikes for the 3rd time today. Headed to the top of the 8th, 4-3 your score. Lynchburg out in front of Salve Regina.